Work it in, work it out, work it up. Work it all the way down, tear it up. Work it in, work it out, work it up. Work it all the way.
Hello, I'm Coach Nicole, and we are here at Conversation P.A.C.E. We have two special people with us today. We have Coach Jaz here to talk about her new project, and we have Dan Molloy
Hello.
here
Hi.
to motivate us and get
Marathon.
ready for the marathon mentally,
Right.
not just
Yeah.
physically, but mentally. I want to talk to you, Jaz, first about what you're working on.
So my new project is Fitness Sanctuary, and right now I have two fitness companies, two different concepts. I've got P.A.C.E for Success, where it's myself and 6 other trainers, and it's about getting runners stronger, getting the regular people strong and fast. I've got a running program, all that great stuff, and Fit Factory NYC is the actual space. So I give fitness professionals, I like to call them,
Yes.
a location to grow their business. And also fitness companies, a location to have a Chelsea club, Chelsea hub rather,
Okay.
since I'm right on 27th Street.
Huh.
And so in Fitness Sanctuary, as my lease now is up and I've been looking for a new space, and as I'm looking at different spaces, I'm debating, do I stay the same business model? I want to combine it. What is it that I want to do? And I started looking in February. By March, April, May, I come up with Fitness Sanctuary, because your body's your temple. And in this one space, I'm going to have in-house classes, running program, all those great things that make P.A.C.E amazing. But I'm going to have this location that other fitness professionals, coaches can come and do events there. I can do big events for runners, for teaching people about nutrition, mindfulness, which is huge, yoga, all those things that encompass the entire mind-body connection. And for a minute, I was like, I'm just going to go smaller. I'm going to play it safe. And then something was just like, go big.
Yes.
Go big.
Go big or
When
go
I
home,
tell
I was
you,
just going to say, go big or go home.
Go big or go home. I didn't know how it would work out. So all I could tell you is I'm on my journey. I am walking in my destiny, and great things have happened with people coming to me wanting to rent space and do more.
Wow.
And so I'm just going forward.
Yeah.
And I found this amazing space a couple of doors down from me, like on 27th Street. It's 5,000 square feet. And that's why you probably saw my videos and
Yes.
stuff. And I'm someone who's always so independent, and I love to do things on my own because I come from a different era. And I realized I did a GoFundMe because I'm like, I have this great vision for what I want this to be. And, when you're in business, I don't have all the capital that I did 5 years ago when I started, and I just have such a great vision for it. So I did the GoFundMe, I did a video, I did the page, and it's just the great notes that I've gotten from people and different things. So happy that I'm doing this and taking this step, and they're just like, we're with you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm in lease negotiations now, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Do you mind if we show that video to the audience?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I got laid off in 2008 after being a fashion executive for 15 years. I had no idea what my next step was going to be, but at the time, I was a volunteer running coach for Team and Training, which is associated with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. We train people for marathons and half marathons, and the proceeds go to the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. So that gave me some depth in my life, especially being in fashion. And I went to my grandmother because I had no idea what my next step was going to be. And she told me to make a list of all the things I was passionate about. Helping people do fitness was #1 on my list. After that, I realized that I had to be in fitness. My company was P.A.C.E for Success. And from there I started doing boot camps in Brooklyn and on the West Side Highway. And then I took that forward. In 2012, I opened my first studio here in Chelsea. In 2013, I opened the studio next door to me. And so I had two businesses working out at the same location. I had P.A.C.E for Success, which was myself and my fitness, theories and the trainers that work with me. And Fit Factory NYC, which is where I gave trainers a location to grow their business. Since then, we're now in 2017, and we've definitely outgrown our space. I knew that my lease for this space would be done in 2017, so I started looking for a new space in January. I have a vision in my head of what our new home should look like, and if you could believe, for the past 6 going on 7 months, I've been trying to find that place. As you know, it's pretty difficult having a fitness studio in an office building, so I want some place where we have our own floor and it's our own space, and it's time to take the business to another level with a new name, Fitness Sanctuary. I'm taking the best of both companies and combining it under one umbrella, Fitness Sanctuary. I found the perfect space to take this to the next level. It's exactly what I've envisioned, but I have my own part of my capital that I have to put in for security and renovations and that type of thing, but I'm coming to you all because I need your help. And this is really hard for me to do because I'm always so independent, and I'm not one of those people who ever ask for help, but I am so passionate about what I do every day in helping people through fitness and the effect that it has on their lives. I'm coming to you because I need to raise an additional $50,000 to renovate, to put new floors in, to get new equipment, to really have it up and running within the next 2 months. It is an amazing location. It is truly my dream space of where I want to take this to next. When I look back at why I'm so passionate about this, so many times I'm fortunate enough to find out from clients what role P.A.C.E and Fit Factory have played in their lives when people have lost loved ones or they're going through hard times. Knowing that we're here and they're open means everything to them. And I realized that what we do here isn't just fitness. We're basically changing lives every single day. All I want to do is wake up every day and change lives through my business. I want to keep doing this. My vision is to take it to that next level, and I just really need your help with this extra financing. I'm taking every penny that I have, and I just need a little more. And I'm asking you if you can please donate and please help. If you know any investors, let them know. They can reach out to me. But I'm really ready to take this to the next level and make Fitness Sanctuary everything that I know that it can be.
I need you now.
It was that video that that got my attention, and I said, I need to get this woman on the show. And with Dan here, do you see how inspiring this woman
I'm sitting here and
is?
thinking, I just want to say, I love your energy.
Yes.
Infectious.
Yes.
The other thing I really like about what she said is, when it's like there's our ego that talks to us, but then there's the moments where a voice, you hear a voice and it tells you to do something, and you do that. And if you follow, I found in my own life, if I follow that voice, magical stuff happens.
Yes.
Always does.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like
I
going out
got
on
so many
faith.
stories about that.
You know, it's totally
That's great,
going out
yeah.
on faith. And so many times, even when I was doing P.A.C.E and Fit Factory, people on the outside, if they knew what I was going through to get there, how taking a huge leap of faith I was doing, which I continually do, and it takes me to the next place. I can't sit here and tell most people like, oh, this is the right way for you to do it, you know? But then there's walking with faith, and that is something completely different.
Yeah.
When you're just like, I'm not sure where this is going to come from, but there's a voice in my head that's telling me to go, so I'm going to go. And then things just fall into place.
And you go. You just do it.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I love it. Well, I was very fortunate and blessed because this Hispanic gentleman, Fernando Flores, comes out to start teaching this communications workshop, and he says something that blew my mind and hooked me forever, right? That, that first of all, at every result, what you're planning and your show here, everything has its roots in language and communication. But in communication, there's only 6 possible moves that anyone can make at any moment in time. And I was like, as a young guy, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And I was struggling. I had just been through a divorce, and I was struggling in the domain of communication, right? Like we all
Clearly.
do, right? At different points in time.
Right.
I mean, you can look at every fabulous thing in your life and say, oh, I was a brilliant communicator. And you can look at all the breakdowns and say, oh, you know,
Not so much.
not so much, right? But I figured if I could master these 6 moves in language that he was sharing about as being the core moves, and if that's true, what he was saying, and it is, so that 36 years later, I can tell you there's only 6 moves that are responsible for everything you see around us here, you know. And one, so I'll give you an example.
Yes.
One of
Yes, I'm like,
right. What are the
tell
6
us.
moves? Everybody, what are the 6 moves? Well, I can tell you that the source of personal power lies in our ability to declare what's going to happen. Now, everybody knows the word declaration, right? We think, but what are declarations used for? What do we use what is the purpose of a declaration?
Like to set goals.
Say goals.
Like,
Put out there what you
I'm
want.
going to run the New York City Marathon for
Right.
the first time.
Exactly.
That's a declaration, so that's a
Right.
goal.
And declarations invent the future. How often? 100% of the time. 100% of the time. So this is what I teach people in the domain of sales and in athletics, right? To be able to write a narrative that is full of real powerful declarations about what you're going to do, how the future is going to shake out, how your studio or how your business is going to shake out. And to be able to do it by design is different. Is a different quality.
Yeah.
I listen to, in my business, in the last 20 years, about 1 million phone calls. Not me personally, but my company. We analyze phone calls for companies. All right? And so what I can safely say is that people understand, people make declarations all the time, but not by design. So they'll say things like, I could never do a marathon. I could never run a marathon.
Oh,
That's a declaration.
that is a declaration.
Just as powerful. Keep in mind, this is what I'm saying is absolutely true. Declarations invent the future 100% of the time. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
What just slips out of your mouth?
Like when I said, I think I'm catching a cold,
And
and you were like,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm catching
I
a
do.
cold.
I tell them all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
because just as what you said, I always say thoughts become things. Thoughts and then words become things.
Yes.
So people like the cliche, oh, I see the glass is half full. But it's just a reality of, would you not want great things and in your life to accomplish? Like, why would I put the negative? I want the positive. I want to, I am opening Fitness Sanctuary. I write that. I have it written
Right.
in my phone. I have it on a vision board. I am opening Fitness Sanctuary in September 2017.
Boom! I love it. Yeah, no,
I
fabulous.
come from that. It's like that place. So, especially as I've gotten older, I've tried to negate the negative thinking. So even when trainers,
Well, here's what, watch. With when you make a powerful declaration like this, and this is one of the things that gets in the way, and this is what I'm here to talk about. So this is fabulous for
Yeah.
me. I love it. when you make a declaration, I'm going to open Fitness Sanctuary in, what was it? When?
2017, September 2017.
September 2017. You invent a new possibility. That's what one of the things declarations do. There's 3 types of declarations. One, typical, I'm going to invent Declaration of Independence, Declaration of Marriage, Declaration of a new studio, those types. Declarations are also assessments, right?
Yeah.
You look great today, Nicole. Declaration.
Thank you.
That's in the form of an assessment. Okay. What a fabulous looking car. Isn't that a great car? Fabulous. Amazing, right? Declarations are also offers. I've got a fabulous, you come down to my studio. So in a business sense, so three types of declarations. But when you invent a declaration, when you declare what you're going to do, I'm going to run the New York City Marathon. In November 5th, I checked the date, even though I'm not a marathoner. I know the date, right? November 5th, right? I'm going to run the New York City Marathon on November 5th. When you say that, when you add a time element, it becomes a commitment. Important to know. Without time, I'm going to run the New York City Marathon.
Yeah.
So what? November 5th is a different quality, right? It's a commitment, right? So, but when you say that, you also invent the negative. Really important. You say what you're going to do, right? You invent this amazing possibility, but you also invent the possibility of failure at the same time. So when I use my own thing. When I declared, I started doing triathlon at the age of 55. At the end of my first season,
Wow.
I remember I really got into it. I loved it, right? And I said to Mike Trunkus, who I acknowledge, Mike is a fabulous coach. He was my first he's got me involved with Central Park Track Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Mike holds several records with the club and everything. Fabulous guy. And I said to him, Mike, I want to make Team USA. Right? And I said that, and I heard the words come out of my mouth, right? And I declared it to him, and he was like, and he goes, so here I am, 55, right? I'm a beginner at the sport, but I know how this language thing works, so I knew what I was doing. I declared it to him, and he said, great, let's do it. You know, so it was just like that, and then we started. It took 3-4 years, but I was able to accomplish that. But
Wow.
But the minute you declare, and this is important for everybody, people are going to be watching the show, when you declare wonderful thing that you're going to do, you also invent the possibility of failure, right? It's like a baseball player gets up at bat, puts himself up at bat by saying, I'm going to get up, but you also might strike out with the bases loaded. But you can't be afraid of that kind of stuff.
Can't be afraid.
You got to declare it anyway. Keep declaring.
I am.
Keep
well,
declaring,
my thing that
keep
I do
declaring.
too is I say faith and fear, and I did something on that. I've done a video on that because I do these like weekly little video blogs and talking about faith and fear, because the moment that my attorney called me and said, we have this lease to negotiate, I had that little flutter. And then for a minute, it was just like, it just got real.
Yeah.
So you get that fear. And then I'm like, wow, how many times in life we don't understand that fear comes when you're on your way to do whatever it is.
It has to come.
Right?
That's my point. It's going to come.
When you, knowing that ahead of time, you win. Like, how many people do I talk to when we're at the start line? How many marathons did I run? And I'm like, in the first 3 miles. Girl, you're crazy. Are you kidding me? You got to know how many? 24, 23.
Right.
But then you talk to other people, it happens to all of us. You know what I
automatic.
mean? So it's like, how many times are you don't do something because the negative self-talk and the fear comes in? Once you know it's coming, it's like, oh yeah, you again? You know, but that's the majority of people never reach their full
Right.
potential
Right.
because they allow fear and that bit to come in the way, and it completely paralyzes them from moving forward.
Yes, 100%.
You know what? I wanted to ask you about people who make these declarations to lose weight. You know, they say, hey, I'm going to go on this diet, or I'm going to clean up my eating next week. Deidre, when did you say you were going to get on your diet? Deidre is our director, and she's going.
Yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to do it again after I eat the ice cream sundae.
But how important, and a
That's
lot
a
of people.
declaration, by the way.
Yeah, that's a declaration right there.
And a
So,
commitment.
yeah, but then they fail. or they start and then they stop. And I'm curious to know why. How can we help them as fitness professionals? What can we say to motivate them to stay on
Right.
the right
It's a
path?
language issue. What is the historical conversation that would have somebody eating and eating and eating all the time? That's one way. You can look at and delve into and try and examine that, or you could say, look, you know what? Whatever the conversation that I've been has me be overweight and out of shape and everything, I need to invent a new narrative. I need to invent a new story about who I am and what I am in the matter. Okay, that's actually what I wrote, because I'm so clear about this. How I got to. I started a band when I was 40. I wound up on the David Letterman
You're
show.
the coolest guy.
I'm serious, yeah. Because I know how language works. I'm a salesman. I don't know anything about music. I had a 16-piece band at one point. Brooklyn horn section, 2 keyboards, and I had a guy that played gold records. We had
Nice.
musicians. Anyway,
Wow.
I understand how language works. I got involved with triathlon and everything, and I was able to do very well, in the world level and everything. But it's because of understanding how to write a narrative for myself, and then to live it out.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's full of power moves. So here's one. Do you want me to read this for the?
Sure.
This is what I wrote for our friends doing the New York City Marathon as a gift.
Okay.
Okay, and it's laced with what I call power moves, declarations. Okay, so here's what I wrote. This is my marathon narrative. I relish the opportunity to compete in the New York City Marathon. It's always been a goal of mine to run a sub-3-hour marathon. And this is the year I accomplished the goal. By the way, this is not for me. I'm not a marathon runner. This is for you. This is for you if you're running this year, for everybody else, okay? To reach my goal, I become a member of Central Park Track Club and have surrounded myself with the best teammates and the best coaches I can find. I have been given a well-thought-out plan by my coach. I work the plan every day, every week, every month. The results are impressive. I'm much stronger than I was last year at this time. I run in the early AM, sometimes in the PM as well. I always get my workout done. Let me repeat that. I always get my workout done. That's something you look in the mirror and say that, right? Embed that into the system.
Yes.
It is at this time the main focus of my life. I am single-minded in my approach and my determination. I am going to run a sub-3-hour marathon on November 5th, 2017. I have studied nutrition. I fuel a machine with the best possible carbs and lean protein. I take care of myself by eating organic whenever possible. I drink lots of water. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke anything. I don't do drugs of any kind. I am a totally healthy running machine.
I like
Right.
that.
Boom! I am in total control of the machine. Right? Important. I am the make it happen woman. For all ladies out there. I am disciplined and work out 6 days a week. I get in my road work, track work, and I do some strength and Pilates as well. I get plenty of sleep and take a day off each week to recover. I space out my workouts by design so I'm rested and ready to work when scheduled to do so. I am a running machine. I am disciplined about sleep. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and I wake up at 5 a.m. alive, awake, and refreshed. I am ready to go as the sun comes up every day. The benefits of this disciplined lifestyle far outweigh the investment. This is all built, so here's my advice to people. Write this type of personal narrative a year in advance, or right now, we don't have a year, we have a few months, but write it anyway. Write it. Start reading it every day. Then we get down to race day, right?
Yeah.
So race day is tomorrow. I'm excited with anticipation. She's got chills, right?
Yes, I love
It's
it.
my big day. I am totally prepared, ready to race. I have a light meal the night before the race. I trust my body to perform as designed. I trust that all the prep work has been done. I'm ready to make a withdrawal from the bank in the morning. I'm in bed at 8 p.m. I wake up at 2:30 a.m. so I can catch the bus to the start line. I am totally prepared. I have planned everything in advance. My bag is packed. I am ready for action. I start hydrating as I wake up. I have a light breakfast of oatmeal, a little coffee, and juice. The more detail, the better. I consume 2 full bottles containing my electrolytes before the race. I take some Endurolites when I wake up, and again 20 minutes before the start of the race. My body is ready for whatever happens on race day. I am 100% ready for this, totally prepared in every way. I look forward to what's coming. It's a beautiful day for racing. Perfect day for racing. Today is my day.
I love it.
I love it. That's awesome.
Fantastic.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Marie.
Send that out, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Jazz, I wish you all the best,
Thank you.
and we'll be following,
Absolutely.
keeping an eye on the progress.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Dan, thank you so much.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it.
Before
Good seeing you again.
we
Yeah.
go, can you just sing a little bit? Just a little bit.
You roll the,
We
roll
do,
the tape
we do.
of my old band. That would be great. I'm not singing anything
Yeah,
right
just a
now.
little.
We got to get
a
him
little.
on singing.
We'll have a
I didn't know-
karaoke show.
yeah, we did
as long as you
karaoke.
don't sing, I'll do that with you guys.
You could be the lead and we'll be the
I'll
Yeah,
do
some
that
of
with
us
you.
masters will get together and do karaoke. And Annie's great. You should see her and her karaoke. Oh my God.
We have fun now.
It's
I want
so
to do that
fun.
again. We had so much fun.
Yeah,
doing it.
karaoke.
we got to do masters karaoke again.
But when I was in China with Team USA, I declared to my teammates, I was so inspired by being a part of Team USA. I'm going to sing the national anthem. So I learned how to do that. I practice at least 1,000 times, and then I sang the national anthem a cappella for the first time at the New York City Triathlon in 2011.
Wow.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, it was, or 2012, whatever. You know, I had this one guy, and I did the New Orleans half Ironman, and I performed the anthem.
Wow.
I was fortunate to come in second in the race, and the guy that won came up to me afterwards, and he was in tears. He gave me a big hug. He said, "Thank you for doing the anthem." So it was like,
That's so
that was
special.
cool.
Yeah. Well,
So you never know what my point to this story. I'm sorry. Sorry, Nicole, I'm taking over your show. No, my point is you follow the dream
yeah.
to become. For me, it was to learn how to sing. It took me in all these amazing places, right? It took me now
Wow.
to have those types of episodes.
Wow, that's awesome.
You know, so follow the dream.
Yeah.
That's the message.
That's right.
Cool.
Follow your dreams.
You too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you guys for
Amazing.
coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm Coach Nicole. I want to thank you for letting us bring you up to speed at Conversation Pace.